The Persian Empire was vast. It stretched from the Indus River to the Aegean Sea. At its helm stood Xerxes, the king of kings. Xerxes was a man of immense pride and even greater ambition. He craved what his father Darius had failed to achieve, the conquest of Greece. The sting of Darius's defeat at Marathon still burned fresh in the Persian memory. Xerxes was determined to avenge this humiliation and bring the independent Greek city-states to heel. This was not just about land or tribute, it was personal. It was about crushing the spirit of defiance that dared to resist the Persian might. Xerxes spent years preparing for his invasion. He amassed an army of unprecedented size, drawing soldiers from every corner of his empire. His engineers bridged the Hellespont, a feat considered impossible by many. Xerxes' message was clear: nothing would stand in his way. He would drown the Greeks in a sea of Persian soldiers. He would make them pay for daring to defy him. Greece, with its squabbling city-states and independent spirit, was about to face the full fury of the Persian war machine. Imagine the terror that gripped the Greek world. The Persian army was like a force of nature. They came in waves, a vast multi-ethnic horde. From the lightly armed levies of the empire's fringes to the fearsome immortals, Xerxes' personal guard, the Persian army was a spectacle of both diversity and raw power. Their approach was heralded by a cloud of dust that blotted out the sun. The ground trembled under the weight of their numbers. The Persian Empire was at its zenith. Its wealth was legendary, its military might unmatched. Xerxes, consumed by pride and a thirst for vengeance, was determined to make an example of Greece. He would make them an object lesson for any who dared to question his authority. The Greeks, a collection of independent city-states with a history of internal conflict, seemed hopelessly outmatched. Yet they would find the courage to resist. In the face of annihilation, they would choose defiance. The Persian invasion forced the Greeks to confront a stark reality: unite or be destroyed. For generations, Athens, Sparta, and the other city-states had squabbled amongst themselves. Old rivalries and deep mistrust ran like fissures through the Greek world. But Xerxes' invasion presented a threat of a different magnitude. It was a threat to their very existence. Athens, a rising naval power, and Sparta, renowned for its warrior culture, knew that their individual strengths would not be enough. To survive, they had to set aside their differences and present a united front. This uneasy alliance was fraught with tension. Their methods of war, their cultures, their very understanding of freedom were vastly different. Yet in the face of the Persian threat, they found common cause. The survival of Greece rested on their ability to overcome their differences and fight as one. The pass at Thermopylae was a narrow defile hemmed in by sheer cliffs and the sea. It was known as the Hot Gates, a name derived from the sulphurous hot springs that dotted the area. For the Greeks, it was an ideal defensive position. The narrow terrain negated the Persian advantage in numbers. It funneled the invaders into a confined space where Greek discipline and superior weaponry could have a devastating impact. Leading the Greek forces was King Leonidas of Sparta, and his personal guard, the legendary 300 Spartans. They were joined by contingents from other Greek city-states, united in their determination to hold the pass against the Persian onslaught. The Spartans, with their single-minded focus on warfare, were prepared to sell their lives dearly. They were the shield wall, ready to hold the line against overwhelming odds. Their courage and sacrifice would become the stuff of legend. The clash at Thermopylae was more than just a battle. It was a clash of civilizations, of ideologies. On one side stood the Persian Empire, vast, wealthy, and used to unquestioning obedience. On the other, a collection of fiercely independent Greek city-states fighting for their freedom and way of life. For 3 days, the Greeks held the pass against wave after wave of Persian attacks. The Spartans, with their superior discipline and equipment, fought with unmatched ferocity. The Spartans, with their long spears and bronze shields, formed a wall of flesh and iron. They fought with a discipline and ferocity that terrified the Persians, but the Persians were relentless. Their numbers seemed endless. Wave after wave of attackers were thrown against the Spartan line, only to be cut down. The ground ran red with blood. The air was thick with the stench of death, yet the Spartans held firm. Section 6. Beyond the ashes, the ripple effect of defiance. Despite their valor, the Greeks were betrayed. A local shepherd revealed a mountain path to the Persians, allowing them to outflank the defenders. Surrounded and facing certain death, Leonidas dismissed the bulk of the Greek army. He remained behind with his 300 Spartans and a small force of Thespian volunteers to make a final stand. Their sacrifice was not in vain. The delay at Thermopylae bought precious time for the other Greek city-states to prepare for the inevitable Persian advance. More importantly, the Spartans' courage resonated throughout Greece. Their stand became a rallying cry, a symbol of resistance against insurmountable odds. Section 7 echoes of Thermopylae, a legacy forged in courage. The Battle of Thermopylae was a military defeat for the Greeks, yet it was a moral victory of epic proportions. The Spartans' sacrifice transcended the battlefield. It became a testament to the strength of human courage and the power of unwavering conviction. Their story has resonated through the ages, inspiring countless generations to stand up for what they believe in, regardless of the odds. Thermopylae became a symbol of what it meant to be Greek, to fight for freedom, to defend one's homeland, and to die with honor. It showed the world that even the mightiest empire could be challenged by a determined few willing to sacrifice everything for their ideals. The Spartan stand at Thermopylae is a timeless reminder that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Section 8, Unsung Heroes, the untold story of the Thespians. While the Spartans' sacrifice is rightfully celebrated, we must not forget the other heroes of Thermopylae. Alongside the 300 Spartans stood the 700 Thespians, warriors from the small city-state of Thespiae. They chose to remain with Leonidas, knowing full well the fate that awaited them. They fought with the same ferocity and determination as their Spartan comrades. Their sacrifice was no less significant. They fought and died, defending the same ideals of freedom and self-determination. Their story serves as a powerful reminder that courage is not defined by the size of an army, but by the size of one's spirit. The Thespians, though often overshadowed by the Spartans, deserve our respect and admiration. Their sacrifice alongside the Spartans cemented the legend of Thermopylae, proving that even in the face of certain defeat, courage and unity can inspire generations to come. Section 9, Why Thermopylae Matters, Lessons in Courage and Sacrifice. The Battle of Thermopylae continues to resonate with us today because it speaks to something fundamental about the human spirit, the willingness to fight for what we believe in, even when facing impossible odds. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering conviction. It reminds us that even in defeat, there can be honor and glory. The Spartans and Thespians at Thermopylae teach us that true courage is not about seeking out a glorious death, but about standing firm in the face of it. It is about choosing duty and honor over self-preservation. It is about fighting for what we believe in, even when all hope seems lost. Their sacrifice reminds us that freedom is not free, it comes at a cost, and sometimes that cost is paid in blood. But even in death there can be victory. The victory of the human spirit that refuses to be broken. The victory of an ideal that lives on long after the battle is over. Gap 3 is Section 10. The aftermath of battle. The dust of Thermopylae settled and the ground, soaked with the blood of heroes, stood silent. The Persian army, despite their overwhelming numbers, had been deeply shaken by the ferocity and resolve of the Greek defenders. Their advance into Greece continued, but the story of Thermopylae echoed through the land, igniting a flame of resistance in the hearts of the Greek people. Images of the battlefield littered with the bodies of the fallen served as a solemn reminder of the cost of freedom. The surviving Greeks, though mourning their losses, found renewed strength and unity. The sacrifice at Thermopylae had not been in vain. It had bought precious time for the Greek city-states to rally and prepare for the battles to come. In the years that followed, the memory of Thermopylae became a rallying cry, a symbol of defiance against tyranny. The names of King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, along with the Thespians who stood by their side, were etched into history as paragons of courage and sacrifice. Their legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to stand firm against oppression, no matter the odds. The aftermath of Thermopylae was not just a tale of loss, but a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It reminded the world that even in the face of insurmountable adversity, the fight for freedom and justice is a battle worth waging. The echoes of Thermopylae continue to resonate, a timeless testament to the bravery and resilience of those who choose to stand and fight. the Persian Retreat. Despite their victory at Thermopylae, the Persian forces found themselves facing an unexpected and relentless resistance. Their initial triumph soon turned into a grueling campaign as the Greek city-states, galvanized by the sacrifice of the 300 Spartans and their allies, united in a fierce and determined opposition. The Persians, once confident in their overwhelming numbers and might, began to encounter strategic setbacks and guerrilla tactics that wore down their morale and strength. Scenes of Greek warriors ambushing Persian patrols, sabotaging supply lines, and launching surprise attacks played out across the land. The sheer resilience and tenacity of the Greeks began to take a toll on the invaders. The Greeks, now fighting with the spirit of Thermopylae burning within them, refused to bow to the might of Xerxes' army. As the months passed, the tide of the war began to shift. The Persian forces, stretched thin and struggling to maintain their hold, were forced into a slow and painful retreat. Their grand campaign, once envisioned as a swift conquest, had turned into a costly and demoralizing endeavor. The retreat of the Persian army marked a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. It was a testament to the power of unity, strategy, and the indomitable will of a people fighting for their homeland. The echoes of Thermopylae had not only inspired the Greeks to resist, but had also sown the seeds of doubt and fear within the ranks of their enemies. The story of the Persian retreat is a reminder that even the mightiest of empires can falter in the face of unwavering determination and courage. The legacy of the 300 Spartans and their allies continued to shape the course of history, proving that the spirit of defiance, once ignited, can turn the tides of fate. As the Persian forces retreated, the unified Greek city-states seized the moment to turn the tide of war. The Battle of Salamis became the decisive clash that shattered the Persian naval fleet. Greek triremes, sleek and agile, outmaneuvered the cumbersome Persian ships in the narrow straits, delivering a blow from which the invaders could not recover. The Greek victory at Salamis was not just a triumph of strategy and naval prowess. It was a testament to the unbreakable spirit that had been kindled at Thermopylae. United by a common purpose, the Greek forces pressed their advantage, culminating in the Battle of Plataea. Here, the Persian ground forces faced the full might of the Greek hoplites, who fought with a ferocity born of the desire to protect their homeland. The defeat of the Persian army at Plataea marked the end of Xerxes' ambitions in Greece. The Greeks had not only defended their land, but had also demonstrated the power of unity and resolve. Their victory was celebrated across the city-states, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. In the aftermath, the legacy of the 300 Spartans and their allies was enshrined in the annals of history. Their sacrifice at Thermopylae had not been in vain. It had sparked a fire that led to the ultimate Greek victory. The echoes of their courage resonated through the ages, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit can triumph. The story of the Greek victory is a timeless testament to the enduring strength of unity, strategy, and indomitable will. It is a chapter in history that continues to inspire, showing that with courage and determination, even the mightiest challenges can be overcome. Narrator. While the Greek victory over the Persian Empire marked a triumphant chapter in history, it came at a significant cost. The battles left the landscape scarred and the city-states drained. The once vibrant fields and bustling ports were now silent testimonies to the ferocity of war. Families mourned the loss of fathers, brothers, and sons who had laid down their lives for freedom. The cost of war was not just counted in lives lost, but in the profound grief that rippled through every home and hearth. The victory, though monumental, was a stark reminder of the sacrifices made and the heavy toll exacted on the people of Greece. The courage and unity that led to their triumph also left behind a legacy of resilience and remembrance. The story of their sacrifice serves as a poignant lesson on the true cost of defending one's homeland. With the Persian threat finally vanquished, Greece stood at a crossroads. The scars of war were deep, but so was the resolve to rebuild. The city-states, though battered, began to rise from the ashes. In Athens, the Parthenon started to take shape, a symbol of resilience and cultural rebirth. Farmers returned to their fields, tending to the land with renewed hope, and merchants reopened their stalls, filling the markets with the hum of commerce once more. Communities came together, united by the shared experience of hardship and the collective dream of a brighter future. Art, philosophy, and democracy flourished in a society that had learned to value freedom above all else. The rebuilding of Greece was not just about reconstructing buildings and roads, it was about restoring the spirit of a people who had faced the abyss and emerged stronger. The legacy of their courage and sacrifice provided the foundation upon which a new era of prosperity and cultural enlightenment would be built. The story of Greece's rebirth stands as a testament to the indomitable human spirit and the enduring power of unity and determination. As the dust of war settled, Athens began its ascent to greatness, a beacon of culture and democracy. The city's skyline transformed with the construction of the Parthenon, a monument to the gods and a symbol of Athenian pride. Streets once silent now buzzed with the activity of scholars, artists, and statesmen. The Agora, Athens' bustling marketplace, became a hub of ideas where philosophy and politics intertwined, shaping the future of Western civilization. Athens' navy, once a defensive force, now patrolled the seas, ensuring the city's dominance in trade and military prowess. The Delian League, an alliance led by Athens, brought unprecedented wealth and influence, allowing the city to fund grand architectural projects and artistic endeavors. Theatre flourished with the works of playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides, whose tragedies and comedies explored the complexities of human nature. The Academy, founded by Plato, attracted the brightest minds, fostering a spirit of inquiry and intellectual growth. Athens stood not just as a city, but as an idea, a testament to what a society could achieve when united by common purpose and vision. The rise of Athens marked the dawn of a golden age, a period of unparalleled cultural and intellectual achievement that would leave an indelible mark on history. As Athens basked in its newfound glory, shadows of discontent loomed in the Peloponnese. Sparta, the warrior state, watched with growing unease. The Delian League, once a unifying force against Persia, now seemed like an Athenian empire in disguise. Tensions simmered beneath the surface, leading to whispered conspiracies and secret alliances. The Spartans, renowned for their discipline and martial prowess, saw their way of life threatened by Athenian dominance. In hushed council meetings, Spartan leaders debated their course of action. Should they stand idly by as Athens grew ever more powerful, or should they rise in rebellion to restore balance to Greece? The answer came in the form of the Peloponnesian War, a brutal conflict that would pit Athenian democracy against Spartan oligarchy. Battle lines were drawn and alliances were tested. The war raged on land and sea, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The once glorious city-states of Greece were now embroiled in a struggle for supremacy, their fates intertwined in a deadly dance of war. In the end, it was the resilience and tactical genius of the Spartans that would turn the tide. The Athenian fleet, the pride of their city, was decimated in the Battle of Aegospotami, leaving Athens vulnerable. The walls of Athens, symbols of its strength, were torn down and the city was forced to surrender. The Spartan Rebellion had succeeded, but at a tremendous cost. Greece lay in ruins, its golden age tarnished by the ravages of war. Yet in the ashes of conflict, the spirit of Greece endured. The lessons of courage, sacrifice, and resilience learned during these tumultuous times would echo through history, shaping the future of Western civilization. As the dust settled from the Peloponnesian War, Greece found itself at a crossroads. Despite the devastation, the spirit of innovation and creativity remained undiminished. Athens, though humbled, rose again, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and beauty. This period, known as the Golden Age of Greece, would see an unprecedented flourishing of arts, philosophy, and science. The city became a beacon of intellectual pursuit, with figures like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laying the foundations of Western thought. The Parthenon, a symbol of Athenian grandeur, stood tall, a testament to the city's resilience and artistic genius. Greek drama and literature reached new heights, with playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides capturing the human experience in their timeless works. In the realm of science and mathematics, pioneers like Pythagoras and Hippocrates made groundbreaking discoveries that would influence generations to come. The Olympic Games, a celebration of physical prowess and unity, were revived, embodying the spirit of competition and camaraderie. This era was not just about intellectual achievements, but also about the values of democracy, citizenship, and civic duty. The Agora, the heart of Athenian public life, buzzed with debates and discussions, shaping the future of governance and society. The Golden Age of Greece, though born out of the ashes of war, became a shining example of human potential and creativity. Its legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that even in the darkest times, the light of knowledge and culture can lead us to new heights.